I'm so used to saying artificially inseminated when I talk about cows. Hey honeys, it's Emmy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmy. I'm the creator of the Slim on Starch program. I'm a certified nutritionist, and today I'm here to give you my advice. I have done another Instagram story where I asked you guys what do you need advice on, and I'm going to be responding to what you wrote. And I really like these because I know that I'm truly giving you what it is that you want to hear, and I like that I'm responding directly to what you're asking me. And so as always guys, leave comments if you want more videos like these, because I got a ton of responses and there's too many to do in just one video, so I'm gonna do a handful of them today. And if you want more, just write that you want more and I'll keep doing these. So let's get into it for today. So I posted on my story, I need advice on ... and this is what you guys said. Self-control. So what I tend to see is that people will say, I have no control. I end up binging out on potato chips, on ice cream, on cookies, on just all of this junk food. I have no willpower. And what you guys need to know is that there's nothing wrong with you. You don't lack self-control. There's nothing wrong with you. These foods are not foods. They're food products, and they're artificially designed. These companies literally run studies to find out how to make you addicted to the food. And they will put in chemicals, they will put in artificial ingredients, they'll put in oil, salt, sugar, anything to make it so that we become addicted to these foods. And our brain receives such a dopamine hit from these foods that we were not designed to ever experience, that we cannot stop ourselves when we're eating these foods, because dopamine is the motivation chemical. So if we eat something and our dopamine skyrockets, then we're motivated to eat more and more and more of it. So these foods, the potato chips, the Twix bars, the Doritos, did you know that Doritos actually was scientifically designed so that no one flavor overpowers the other, and it's just perfectly designed so that we are never satisfied by the amount of Doritos that we eat. When we eat something that's really sweet, we're sort of like, oh my gosh, that's too much sweetness for now. When we eat something that's really salty, we'll be like, oh, it's too much saltiness for now. When one flavor is really overpowering, we get satisfied. But with Doritos, they were literally designed so that there's no one sensation or flavor that overpowers the other, so that we are never satisfied by the amount of Doritos that we eat. There is nothing wrong with you. You do not lack self-control. You are not the problem. It's the food and these companies that just want to make money and take advantage of their consumers that is the problem. Next up, I need advice on how to stop worrying about how many calories I should eat. This is so common, guys, because we are taught that we have to count calories to lose weight, and that we have to restrict our calories, just eat a certain amount, and if you go 1 calorie over, it's the end of the world. And that is so not the case, because myself, all of my clients, we do not count calories. We eat as much as we want. We eat until we're satiated. We move on with life, and we are able to, all of my clients, lose weight effortlessly and then maintain weight effortlessly. When we get into the game of calorie counting, we are doing ourselves a huge disservice. Something that I see when individuals count calories is they'll go on a very low calorie diet. And when we go on a very low calorie diet, our body responds to that very low calorie diet by burning less calories. It's like a fire, honeys. So you have a fire and you have a bunch of wood in it. Those are all the calories that you're eating. And the fire is roaring. You take the wood out, the fire turns down. So you're miserable because you're eating less calories, and you're also burning less calories. So wouldn't you rather be happy burning a ton of calories and eating a ton of food? The more you eat, the more you burn. The less you eat, the less you burn. You're just doing yourself a huge disservice by eating less calories, because because your body is gonna burn less calories in the process. Eat more to burn more and to live more and do more. Also, with counting calories, you get into the habit of moving away from what your body truly needs and having an external influence decide what you're gonna eat. And what can happen is that you often will eat less or more than you need. You know, you'll say, oh, I'm gonna eat 1,600 calories today, and you're starving, or you say, I'm gonna eat X amount of calories, and then you end up being full and you're like, oh, well, I have 200 calories left. Even though I'm not hungry, I'm gonna eat out of tune with my hunger signals. And it often turns into binge fest 2.0, because if we don't eat when we're hungry, we're not gonna stop when we're full. So by absolutely evading our body's hunger signals, we're basically saying to our body, I don't trust you, and so why should our body give us what we want, which is a healthy body weight? You know, if we're gonna distrust our body, then our body could say right back to us, nope, I'm not gonna put you at a healthy weight anymore. So just listen to your body, work with your body, and work with yourself as opposed to against yourself. How to not eat when bored. How common this is, eating out of boredom, because what we talked about earlier with when we eat foods that are artificially, I'm so used to saying artificially inseminated when I talk about cows. We are so used to eating foods that give us that dopamine hit that if we're bored and, you know, we want some enjoyment in our lives, we'll turn to food. But realize that the food is giving you the dopamine hit. I have two things to say here. The first is that the food is giving you the dopamine hit that you can get from other activities. By calling up a friend, by exercising, by listening to comedy, dancing, watching your favorite show, painting, drawing, writing music, writing poetry, reading, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, you really love doing, that will give you that dopamine hit. You're going toward the food because you want the feel-good feeling, but there's so many other things that you can do to get that feel-good feeling. And I will say one of the top things to do is to be with other people, because being with other people, you release something called oxytocin, which is the chemical that bonds you with others. It's the chemical that bonds a mother to her newborn baby. And that feel-good feeling far outweighs the feeling that you get from sitting alone eating food and then feeling guilty after. So that's the first thing I have to say. And the second thing is, make your food boring and your life interesting. Make it so that food is just something that fuels you, but your life, that is what lights you up. That's the passion that you live for. You eat so that you can go out and live your life. You don't make your life focused around eating. The food is here to fuel you, and then you can go out and live your life and do things that are interesting and exciting. So if you're feeling as though you're turning to food for pleasure, for enjoyment, for life's purpose, go out and try some other things that are gonna give you that feel-good feeling. Make your life interesting. This one was so common, guys. Overeating was a huge one. Recognizing the feeling of satiation. I tend to actually accidentally overeat and then I feel stuffed. So with satiation, people often confuse satiation with fullness. These are not synonymous, guys. Satiety is the end of hunger. Fullness is like Thanksgiving full, you feel sick. Instead of eating to feel full, eat until you're not hungry anymore and eat for energy. Don't eat for fullness, eat for energy. Eat until you feel energized, until you're like, yeah, I feel good. Maybe I could eat a little bit more, and I can eat a little bit more in a little bit of time. Remind yourself that there's no urgency with food. There's no food scarcity that you have to respond to right now. The food's gonna be there in an hour. So eat until you feel energized, and then know if I need a little bit more, if I need a little bit more energy, I can go back and get some in an hour or so. And if it is the case that you have to break it up with a walk, with watching a show, getting up and dancing to music so that you can really force yourself to just pause, that's another thing you can say to yourself, just pause, then do that. I want to know if set point theory is true and why there are so many obese people. Great question. So set point theory is the idea that we sit at a certain weight naturally. Now, our set point is not actually a point, but it's a range. We have a healthy weight range for our bodies that will fluctuate between, and it depends on if we are a naturally weak, strong, or average individual. Now, if we are eating a natural diet, we will fall within a naturally healthy weight range. So why are there obese people if set point range is a true thing? The reason why is because we're not eating a natural diet. Well, I like to think that I am, but the people that are obese are not eating a natural diet. They're eating the Doritos that we talked about earlier. I'm not saying that all obese people are eating Doritos by any means. What I'm saying is that those who are obese are not eating a diet that was intended for humans, so they're not going to be at the weight that was intended for humans, which is within a healthy weight range. All humans, when eating a natural diet, which is the diet that I help people transition to based on starches, vegetables, fruits, and legumes, will fall within a healthy weight range. Nearly guaranteed. So for us to think that set point theory can put somebody at a weight that is unhealthy, that is only the case if they are eating foods that are not intended for humans to eat. So set point theory, I don't believe in set point. I believe that we have a set range that we'll naturally fluctuate between, and I wholeheartedly believe that all individuals will fall within a healthy weight range so long as the diet is natural. If the diet is not natural, then they will not fall within their natural set range. How to stop weight gain during menopause. So the reason why women experience weight gain during menopause is because of the sharp drop in estrogen. When our estrogen levels are too high, or if there's a sharp drop in them, then we tend to store fat around the abdomen and the thighs and the hips. And that's why women going through menopause will develop those fatty tissue pockets in their hips and their abs and their thighs and the bum region. It's because of the sharp drop in estrogen. Now, I've done some research on this, and what I found is that this is not genetic. It's not just our body just doing this. It's actually environmental, and we can control what happens around the time of menopause. And the women that I work with primarily are women that are in this age range. I do enjoy working with women that are in the age where they're heading toward menopause. And the way that you can soften the blow of menopause and make it so that you don't experience this extreme weight gain is to change the diet. And what I've found, and through my research, is that this diet of starches, vegetables, fruits, and legumes is preventative in terms of extreme menopause weight gain. And it balances your hormones so that your hormones don't experience that sharp drop and you experience the weight gain that comes with it. Studies show it's not just genetics, it's environmental reasons that contribute to these hormone changes, and those changes can be softened and even prevented through your diet. So if you want to prevent that menopause weight gain, get on this diet as soon as possible, honey. And if you don't know where to start, get my grocery list in the down bar. All right, my honeys, if you want more of these, you know what to do. Just let me know and we'll do some more.